don't waste my time with people who steal from the black community. He's already like debunked his own self. Like, I don't even know why anyone's taking him seriously. And I also want to know why he is derailing a reparations march all because he couldn't turn in a permit the right way.
Early morning on the road, out of my way, beast mode. Nigga don't need no cheat code. Getting money the Sunday now. The early bird gets the worm. Get the money, let it burn. Early bird, get the worm. Get the money, let it burn. Fuck Nasheed, nigga. Grifter, nigga. Hating ass, pussy, nigga. Fake pimp. Say hello to gringo mama, tether bitch. You fucking with who? Shout out to Wayne, that nigga at tether. His music trash. Ab, you better dislike work. Fuck some minor, fuck elevation, Adonis degrees. The best on your team, not Tariq elite. Bastard sons, Afro-elite, Rilla Perry, the gorilla fairy. Them niggas scary. FBA, the failed group. Try your best to recoup. Hope you learned your lesson, nigga. Never fuck with the grassroots. Immigrants in your ass too. Damn, nigga, that's true. Mike Rags, you follow Tariq. Can dump on black immigrants to get a bag. Damn.
When anyone comes into the black community and grifts, you get rid of that motherfucker. You shut him out and you choke him out. There's no way he should be given like any kind of mic or any way to explain or any way to rebrand so he can get more followers, because that's the only reason why he's here.
Early morning on the road, out of my way, beast mode. Nigga don't need no cheat code. Getting money the Sunday now. The early bird gets the worm. Get the money, let it burn. Early bird, get the worm. Get the money, let it burn.
King Coon. Coon Nasheed. King of all coons. FBA coons.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you okay?
All right. All right. So a shout out to Danny Farrow and the pen and paper for that diss track. All right. A shout out to them. So let's get into it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Also, thanks to those of you tuned in on the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Saturday Vitamins. All right, so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel or unsubscribe if you're mad. But if you do subscribe, feel free to go ahead and click that notification bell, click the word all, so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, also on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. And make sure to go over to the website, QueenAhmadiyyahShakur.com, and please subscribe so that you'll be added to my email list. Hello, Divine Order, Buckhorse DC, Kenyetta, Mr. Hotel, Vina says driving while listening, okay. My fan page is in the house. You Okada is here. Okay, Woke One, Laverne. All right, I see you, Kenyetta. So with that all being said, Mark Ayers all the way from the UK, Juju, Jeff ATL, all right. Breezy is in the house, Letitia. Okay, Breezy Akanan, all right. So with that all being said, let's get into it. Everyone, please feel free to get those likes up. Y'all know it doesn't cost you anything to like and share the videos. Melanin A1 in the house, Myth King the Dean. All right, Lena L is in the house, Kenneth Peters. Pharaoh X. Okay, so let's get into it. Without further ado, so here's the thing. Now, we all know that a lot of people have been coming out and saying things about Bussy Rick, as I love to call him affectionately. And so he took it upon himself to try to shut people down, to try to silence people from exposing him and some of the things that he's been doing. Well, the reason it's important to bring out all these people who are calling him out is because his silly Nasheedians, you know, they want to sit there and say people are hating on him, people are jealous, and all this and that. So you mean to tell me that all of these people that are coming at him, nobody's telling the truth? Everybody's a hater, everybody's an op, everybody's an agent. Is that what they want people to really foolishly think? So it's not him that may be an agent. It's not him that may be the op. It's not him that may be a hater. I have so many questions, but let's talk about it. Now, I'm going to go down a list of people who are calling him out. Now, I don't have the receipts and all of the video footage from everybody or the audio because it's too many. We'd literally be here all night. But I do have some receipts from some of the people that are calling him out. And we're going to specifically talk about what happened with him and Brandon from the Pan-Africanism Strikes Back channel when they went to court. Okay? When they went to court yesterday. Because you see, at the end of the day, if you're supposed to be such a revolutionary and so pro-black and so militant and so bad as he likes to talk all that trash like he's so tough, why would you go run and take out restraining orders and talk about you afraid and all of that? I have lots of questions, but so let's get into it. Before we do, let's go down the list of some of the people that are calling him out. Well, we have Taharka Bey. We already know that. Taharka Bey from Moorish World TV. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's dropping all the receipts, and at the end of the day, he's also going live tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. All right. And then we have Dane Calloway. Now, he's been involved in a, back and forth with Dane Calloway for quite some time. And Dane continues to expose him with receipts. Now, these people that are exposing Bussy Reek with receipts, has he exposed any of them? Well, I'm so glad you asked. No, he hasn't. All he's done is tried to paint false narratives and make foolish cartoons and video games and Muppet shows and sell cookies. That's what he's done. Everything's a joke when he can't answer serious questions, when he's challenged to a debate. Everything's a joke, and he spews childish and foolish insults like a 5-year-old. Okay, so now we also have Brandon, of course, from the Pan-Africanism Strikes Back channel, Danny Farrow and the Pen and Paper, who recorded that diss track that I just played. We also have WANT Coalition. That stands for We Are Not Thugs Coalition, going in on him as well. Okay, then we have No Religion. Remember, No Religion is another person whom he tried to take out a restraining order on, but he lost. All right, that was the Latino man. Okay, and then Michi X, of course, has been going in on him for years and exposing him. Some people just refuse to listen to the truth when it's being spoken. And then there is there's myself, of course. You all know that I've been going in on him. And then there's also No Religion, American Cholo, Turkey Tom, who he doesn't say anything about, doesn't make cartoons about Turkey Tom. You see, because Turkey Tom is white. And he doesn't say anything about white folk that'll get him in any kind of trouble. I just want y'all to pay attention. Now, every now and then he has to pretend that he's going so hard on wanted supremacy, but that's part of the gig. You see, when you're out here trying to fool people and all that and act like you're so pro-black and tough, you have to say some things about the people that you're trying to oppose. Never mind that you have one of them that resides in your house. That's all I'm saying. Never mind that you have some of the very type of people you speak against in your own family. Never mind that you live right around those people. Make it all make sense, Bussy Reek. I'm sure he cannot. Now, with that all being said, I even have some footage from a couple of years ago, I believe it was, when Dr. Umar went in on him. Now, I want to show this just for the fun of it. But here's the thing. I find it so interesting that when Dr. Umar went in on him and said a bunch of things that if someone said about me, I would never want to reconcile with them ever under any circumstance. But yet Bussy Reek wants to try to act like everything's all good and fine and dandy between he and Dr. Umar, saying that Dr. Umar, in fact, congratulated him on the museum. Well, I was told that Dr. Umar never said such a thing. All right. And until I hear the words come out of Dr. Umar's mouth myself, well, I just won't believe what Bussy Reek said, because I heard that was all cap. Okay. And likely because of all the things that Dr. Umar said about him. Oh, he didn't want to challenge Dr. Umar. That's what he didn't do. He was talking tough at first, but then he backed down. Now he wants to sit there and try to, talk favorable about Dr. Umar. Well, I wonder why. So let's get into it. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to show one receipt after the other. What I'm going to do is, I don't have permission from all of these channels. With that all being said, Queen, can you shout out Sexy One? It is his birthday today. Oh, okay. I believe Sexy One is a female, beloved. But shout out to you, Sexy One, beloved. Thank you for being a loyal royal, and happy birthday to you. Okay, so now with that all being said, Mr. Hotel says not all cap from Bussy Reek. No way. Okay. So with that all being said, let's get into it. I'm going to play the audio first. I'm going to play some clips of the audio from Brandon from the Pan-Africanism Strikes Back channel of what he said about what occurred when they went to court. Okay. Myth King Nadine said Umar offered him those hands. Oh, yes, he did. And we're going to listen to that too. Pay attention. Okay, so I'm going to put an overlay on the screen while I play the audio from Brandon's live talking about what actually occurred in court. And if you want to hear more information about Bussy Reek, I suggest that you subscribe to Brandon's channel, the Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, okay? Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please be sure to like and share. Give me just a moment to cue this audio. Okay, here we go. Now there's multiple clips, so just bear with me.
Oh yeah, Tariq, you you agent. You tried to tell your friends at the FBI to delay me being able to get my everyday carry firearms. He gonna tell the judge, oh look, he's calling me an FBI agent, and look, he's showing me his guns and stuff like that. My lawyer said, well, he said, you see when you put at Tariq, that's a direct message to me. My lawyer said, well, it also says at FBI. He says, so he's making a threat to you and tagging the FBI in it? And my lawyer was like, no, the way Twitter works, if you just put at somebody, he was like, it will literally automatically change it to an at if you mention someone's name. But he was like, just because you put something, oh yeah, Tariq, you FBI, you agent, you tried to tell you.
Okay, now that's the first clip. Now let's go to the next one.
Oh yeah, Tariq, you FBI agent.
Here we go.
Was he started resorting to tactics like saying that he fears for his family's life. He has his kids at the building, and he's afraid that I will come up there and do violence to him. And basically said that this he basically threatened me in court. He said that this will escalate to violence. That's why he's trying to start with the restraining order now. He basically was saying he gonna do something to me if she don't do the restraining order. And the judge picked up on that, and I feel like the judge did a really good job of just being objective and not letting Tariq's con game work on her. Because in the courtroom, and the one thing that I didn't like was he started.
Okay, so now you all heard that. He was in there trying to paint this narrative that he was so fearful, but meanwhile, he talks so tough when he is in fact online. And I find that all very interesting. Okay, now let's go to the next clip.
In the courtroom, and the one thing that I didn't like was...
Hold on. Here we go.
My lawyer doesn't think he'll get it. No lawyer I talk to thinks he'll get it. And if it is, they were like, immediately appeal, and the next judge will just throw it out immediately, right? He was like, that sometimes that happens. But here's the thing. Okay, so Tariq said he had an issue with me going to the FBA protest. My lawyer pulled up the flyer for the FBA protest where Tariq clearly said, come out, everybody. Come out to the protest, family. On the bottom, he invited everybody. He said, come one, come all to the FBA protest. So my lawyer simply said, argue, you invited everybody. You didn't say everybody come out except Brandon. And he said the First Amendment protects his right to protest. My lawyer doesn't think he'll get it. No lawyer I talk to.
Okay, let's go to the next one. And make sure you subscribe to Brandon's channel so you can hear this in its entirety.
He said you try. Yeah, I already got that. Thank you, JC. Yeah, he said that. Hey, he ain't lying. He ain't lying on that one. It's the only truth he told. Oh my God! And then when she told me, "Don't," Your Honor, he was out in the hallway recording too. Oh, I can't wait to get these churches. Here's what he always does. This is what he's always doing. He's always recording something. He was recording me in the hallway. She was like, you have proof of that? He's like, yeah. He pulls out his phone. She was like, I'm just joking. I don't give a fuck about that. He was so ready. That dude was ready to throw his phone at her.
This everything you've been saying, bro, been bombshell after bombshell. He's not gonna want these transcripts to get out.
Oh my God!
Just the fact alone of the email you said, that's like
yeah, that email is crazy.
Hey, the man was like, bro, you should have saw when she called our case. The nigga jumped up like he wanted to run up to the, like he was treating that lady like he was in front of his mama. I'm sitting up there leaning back. I'm laughing and shit because he said you try. Yeah, I got.
Okay, now the next one. This is the last one.
Just gonna say this goes against your First Amendment. He ain't doing nothing here, just like he did with the little Indian dudes. The judge, oh my God, this dude got in court and said that I am, basically, I'm the leader of Taharka Bay. The Indians, they're all directly under my control, and I'm the one sending them to do stuff to him, and I'm the one, and I sent the Indians to vandalize that damn building, dude. So we're gonna get the transcripts from the other, from the Indian dude's court case, where the judge in that court case literally said, "No, he did not vandalize your building, Mr. Nasheed." The judge told him directly, he did not vandalize your building, Mr. Nasheed. Actually, I already got the transcripts in my email. The judge told him that. No, move on. See, he was dealing with a judge who really wasn't trying to play games that day. We was dealing with a judge who kind of was just going to say, this goes against your First Amendment. He ain't doing nothing here.
Okay, so now I want you all to pay attention because this is all so nefarious. I want you all to pay attention because at the end of the day, this is all so crazy. Another thing that he did when he was in court with Brandon, according to Brandon, he said that Brandon was, or I'm sorry, not in court, on his live, I believe, that Brandon said that he called him a snitch. He called Brandon a snitch, said Brandon was in court snitching. How is Brandon in court snitching when the only reason that Brandon was in court is because Tariq snitched? How does that make any sense? You go and snitch to the same people you claim to be, fighting against, and take out this restraining order saying that you fear for your life. But when someone comes to court to defend themselves and the accusations that you have levied against them, just in an attempt to keep them quiet and from further exposing you, then you call them the snitch? Can anyone make it all make sense? Laverne said Bussy Reek should be facing some charges. He absolutely should. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, he should be facing charges for fraud. What happened to all those thousands of dollars he collected and didn't do anything with? Isn't that fraud? I mean, didn't they lock up Bishop Lamar Whitehouse for doing certain things like that, collecting money and then using them for things other than which he agreed to use them for? That's fraud right there. He could literally be facing criminal charges, but he wants to take people to court in an effort to silence them. I find it all so nefarious. But let me say this, though. Let me say this. Here's the thing that's interesting, because you see, Bussy Reek is just like his friend, Wig. Just like Wig. I want you to pay attention. Because one thing about grifters is they tend to use the same tactics. Okay, that's what they do. They tend to use the very same tactics. You see, Bussy Reek took out this restraining order not because Brandon was threatening him. Brandon never threatened him. Okay, not because Brandon was stalking him or harassing him. Brandon never stalked or harassed him. He even admitted in court, according to Brandon, that he'd never even met Brandon before or been in the same room with him. So how is this man stalking you if that's the case? And at the end of the day, if Brandon is stalking him just because he's coming on lives and exposing things that he's doing that Brandon doesn't agree with, well, if that's the case, what is Bussy Reek doing when he's making these Bucci Bear cartoons? Oh, and by the way, he allegedly, according to Brandon, said in court that those Bucci Bear cartoons were not even about Brandon. Isn't that something? Well, who were they about? I have so many questions. But like I said, these people tend to use the same tactics, because you may remember that Wig did the same thing. Let's get into it. Now, hold on. I'm going to share with you my own video from where I was exposing Wig, aka Vicky Dillard. And she tried to pull a stunt, which is very reminiscent of the one that Bussy Reek has pulled. You see, like I said, they don't want you to expose them. And here's the thing. I want y'all to pay attention. If someone is exposing you and you absolutely did not do the things that they are saying, that they are accusing you of, all you should have to do is come back and show your proof that they are lying on you. Come and show your receipts that will debunk their receipts. Now, when you can't do that, because you know you're lying and you know they're absolutely telling the truth on you, well, then what people tend to do is to try to silence people, try to shut them up. That's why these restraining orders against the Latino man, No Religion is his name. That's why the restraining order against Brandon from Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. That's why he has attempted to get those, to silence people, to further stop them from further exposing him. Okay. And then talking about defamation suits. Well, that's funny because he defamed Brandon if what Brandon says is true, and I believe it is, that he said that Brandon was sending Taharka and other people to do things to him and trying to accuse Brandon of defacing or vandalizing his museum. That's defamation, and I hope Brandon sues him for it. Taharka's already suing him for the fake receipts that he tried to post on him, and Taharka gave the case number for those of you foolish Nasheedians and Nasheediites and Bussy Reekians who still want to try to act like that has any water to it or any weight to it, okay? Pay attention. But hold on, let me just show you the similarities in the grips. Let me share my screen. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Now, let me see what timestamp I need to go to, the 7-minute mark. Now, this is what Wig sent to me and Michi X and also Angel Love to try to get us to shut up. What I consider it to be, because she knows darn well she started this whole debacle. She brought this on herself. Once again, she's trying to play the victim. But hold on, because see, once again, she's trying to play the victim. Yes, absolutely. Wig was playing the victim, and so is Bussy Reek. Oh, I fear for my life and the life of my family when nobody even threatened them or came anywhere near them. Pay attention. Here we go again. There you all sit. Now, I'm going to tell you what I found interesting about this whole thing. What I found interesting is when you scroll down to the bottom. Hold on. Where's the part that I really want you all to pay attention to? Hold on, beloveds. So there's a specific part in here where she says that I called her a cult leader. You are hereby advised that under Colorado law, you may be held liable for damages resulting from the repetition of any false and defamatory statements you've made. And for those defamations, you have caused to be published by associates at your direction. I find that interesting. You see, the reason I find that interesting is because I never directed anyone to publish anything. Anything that I published, I did it myself. You see, Wig was the one who had people publish things. She's the one who had people covertly go and target people's channels. Now I want you all to pay attention because, see, this is the same tactic. Not only did Wig threaten to sue me and Michi and Angel with defamation lawsuits when we never even defamed her because we told only the truth, but she also said that we were sending people to do things. This is the same thing Bussy Reek supposedly said about Brandon, that he sent Taharka, that he sent other people. Wig said the same thing. Nobody sent anything to her. It was her who was covertly sending people to target our channels with false flagging, okay, to make people lose monetization and to try to shut down channels. This is what Wig did. Okay, Angel Love admitted it on my show. Angel was her ace boon coon, the manager of her fan page at the time. All right. And other people have said the same thing, that Wig had them to do certain things too. Mr. Hotel can tell you that he was told to stop following me because Wig didn't like the Queen. That's what a hater would do. I never told anybody to stop following Wig. I never told anybody that. The only thing I ever did was expose her for the fraud that she was. And the reason I did so is because I feel like she's a detriment and a danger to our people. Okay, leading people down a path to destruction as far as I was concerned, teaching people about incantations and black magic under the guise of spirituality. Okay, yes, I exposed it. But with that all being said, as you can see, they use the same type of tactics and then they play the victim. This is what they do. Now, I don't know how anyone can sit there and deny the fact that these two have told lies and have defrauded people, okay, and have then played the victim and then tried to get their followers to go on and attack people, verbally in their chats and all of these things. Because Bussy Reek said, and I quote, and he did say this, it's not alleged, I heard him say it. He said something, this is paraphrasing, not verbatim, but he said something along the lines of family. We got to start checking these people out here who's dry hating. We got to start checking these people. So when you're telling people to start checking people because people are saying something about you, which is true, that means you're sending them to try to silence people, to get them to try to verbally attack these people. They're the ones sending people at other people. I just want y'all to pay attention. Or false flags, and we have proof of that. So what is Wig talking about? I never directed anyone to do anything. You see, I do these things all by myself and on my own. I need not enlist. Now, there you all saw it, okay? The cease and desist that she had sent to us. She needs to sit down somewhere because at this point it's just sad. That's what it is. It's just sad and desperate. You see, when you are being exposed for filth with truth and receipts, it's pretty sad and desperate. It just shows that you have no legs to stand on when you have to go to the courts and file restraining orders to get people to be quiet. Okay, trying to get a whole gag order, basically. That's what Tariq is doing. And that's what Wig tried to do. But it didn't work. You see, I kept talking about her because as long as I speak truth to power about her and don't tell any lies, there's no defamation. Sit down somewhere. All right? Sit down somewhere. And at the end of the day, Bussy Reek saying that he wants to take out defamation or he's going to have cases against people. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if Bussy Reek knows this, but he should be very careful and pay attention because while he's trying to, accuse people of defamation, anything that he claims that they were lying about, he'll have to show proof in court that that was a lie. That means he might have to dry snitch on himself is all I'm saying. Pay attention, okay? So with that all being said, let me get back to the receipts. Everyone, please get those likes up, please. Like and share. Give me just a moment to cue this next video. Okay, now this is something that was posted by Neferkari Dessalines.
Tomorrow, can everybody call the Ghana embassy here in Washington, D.C. and find out what the requirements are for dual citizenship or a right to abode? Let's just call them and find out. Let's call them and find out. And everybody email me the information because I'm doing a lot of stuff in the morning. But call them and find out what the requirements are. Because, again, we need some just-in-case options here. Okay. We need to look into that, KD. We're think-tanking right now. We got to start thinking in terms of, okay, when shit gets crazy, because you got some real Nazis in office right now. We may, and niggas ain't really about that life out here. And niggas out here twerking, real progressive black folks, we might need to post up somewhere until this shit blows over.
Hey, man, we back. Let's get into it, man. Y'all remember when Tariq Nasheed was a Pan-Africanist? Y'all remember when Tariq Nasheed was talking about, man, black men in America, we might have to retreat back to Mama Africa because Trump was in office and niggas was twerking in front of the police. Y'all remember during the George Floyd protests, man? Y'all remember folks was twerking, dancing, crumping, trying to have a dance off with the police and the National Guard, my nigga. Y'all remember that, bro? Man, let me put the video up on the screen, man.
Okay, so that's Neferkari Dessalines exposing Tariq. How he is now so adamant against the Africans and other Black immigrants, but before, just a short while ago, he was all ready to move to Ghana. Okay, he wanted to know about getting dual citizenship. So it's obvious that he's just a liar. Okay, he's a pathological liar. Excuse me, he's a pathological liar, in my opinion. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me pull up this next one. This one also is from Neferkari.
Now, listen, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I've been on that boy Tariq's head. I know I've been hitting him with the Stone Cold Stunner, Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin music, off the top rope, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, hitting him with all the wrestling moves, bro. Curb stomping him, crushing him, smashing him, debunking him, getting them out of here, man. Packing them up, cleaning them up, packing them out. And it's not just me. It's a whole bunch of brothers coming out the woodwork, coming out the shadows, and we've been on that dude's head. Because we feel like enough is enough with this dude, man. Enough is enough with this clown, man. But it seems like
Professor D said all of this is petty. Well, if it's so petty, why are you in the chat? Why are you on the channel even listening, you idiot? At the end of the day, if it's so petty, let me just block you so you don't have to comment or listen any further to something that's petty. Sit down somewhere. What's petty is that you're too stupid to be upset at someone who is conning their own people, grifting and getting thousands of dollars for things that they don't even use it for after they've promised that they would. Let me continue.
The women have stepped onto the battlefield as well. It seems like the women have picked up their machetes and their shotguns and they're ready for war also. Listen, y'all must not know about the Black African woman. Y'all must have fell asleep in history class. Y'all must not know about that bloodline, that energy that comes from the Black African woman. Y'all must not know about the Ashanti women that was waging war with the British down in Jamaica. Y'all must not know about the Haitian women that was
common sense right to email. But we'll let all y'all motherfuckers can send an email correctly to get a rally done. And then not only that, once a brother who...
Now, this is the pen and paper. Okay, this was a Twitter space that Neferkari Dessalines posted from the pen and paper going in on Bussy Reek in a Twitter space. And he couldn't debunk anything she was saying either. Let's get into it.
Had good intentions to get it done, gets it done. Instead of having his people be like, all right, y'all, my dumb ass don't know how to spell, so I fucked up. I also don't know how to get a good email. I decided to use my MySpace email, so they didn't take me seriously, right? I also don't know how to write an email, because if you look at the format of the email, I am Tariq Nasheed is not how anyone with any common sense writes an email. But we'll let that slide, right? Because not everyone is on that level. But like he demonstrates every day, right? So the thing is once that happens, right, he should have told Rashad, you know, brother, you did what I couldn't. I got you. We're going to go ahead and follow your lead. No, instead, he so sees the doubt, right? He starts talking about, well, you know, family, the FBI's is why I couldn't send the email. And it's like, no, it wasn't. It was because your dumb ass didn't know how to send it correctly. And if you would have done it in a timely manner, you would have gotten permit like he demonstrated. Because what ended up happening is he posted these emails, right? And when people pointed out, like, bro, you didn't even send it to the right place, he deleted them. He deleted them. So if you look at his post now, he deleted them because he knew he fucked up. And instead of getting on mic and be, you know, someone of integrity and be like, you know what, y'all, I'm dyslexic. I fucked up. No, instead he's like, he's downing another Black American. So when he tells y'all like, oh, these Africans for us, look at his behavior. Who has been the number one obstructionist to reparations? There is no point in time, if you look at the history of reparations, which started off as a Pan-African movement, and if y'all know who Queen Mother Moore is, y'all will understand how we got here today. There is no point in time in which we tied immigration to reparations. It never happened. It wasn't until these grifters came along, sponsored by the far right, who then co-opted the movement. Why? To sow division in the Black community. Why? So that he can get people who used to be on the fence about reparations. Now you have people not even wanting reparations anymore. You got people questioning reparations. You got people fighting about reparations. You got people scheduling fights on the fucking streets in LA instead of scheduling time to meet up and strategize about what reparations look like. You got people downing HR 40, the only study that's up for federal. That's like y'all thing for reparations, right? He's not helping that. Instead, he's doing exactly what Breitbart, Sinclair, and P-Fair pays him to do, and that's act as a grifter and a divisive person within the community. You do not baby someone like that. You treat them as dangerous as they are.
Okay. So moving right along. Moving right along. Now, this is a receipt from WANT Coalition. Hold on just a moment. Yeah, this is another receipt from WANT Coalition. This is Bussy Reek clowning the Moors. I want y'all to pay attention.
Yo, what up, One Coalition? This is back-to-back videos tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm posting more content. But this video right here really bothered me, you know what I'm saying? This man is showing disrespect towards the Moorish Science Temple of America. And those of y'all who are familiar with Islam, you know what I'm saying, the Circle 7, Noble Drew Ali, y'all will understand that this shit right here is super disrespectful because this is knowledge to black people. Stay tuned.
Now listen here, Peckerwood. I know my rights. You can't tell me what to damn do. Now I's innocent, and you know I innocent. I'm gonna need you to put your hands behind your back. I ain't putting my hand no damn where. I didn't do nothing.
In case you don't know, this is Bussy Reek trying to clown the Moors. Now, mind you, he has the Moors picture on all of his, the Moors Corsica. He has it on all 5 of his Hidden Color DVDs. He has it on the cover, but now he's clowning them. He also had Noble Drew Ali on his website a few weeks ago and then took it down just so he could try to use that to have a reason to talk trash about Noble Drew Ali, just so he could try to tick off Taharka. Because, you know, Taharka has a song that says, if you speak against the prophet, you speak against me. And I'm talking about the prophet Noble Drew Ali. So I guess Bussy Reek, being as petty and childish and foolish as he is, lacking of critical thinking skills and clearly not showing common sense on a regular basis, he thought, let me just go talk about Noble Drew Ali and that'll just make him so mad. Well, that didn't make him mad. That just made Bussy Reek look stupid, because that's what he is.
You gonna tell me to put my hands behind my back and I didn't even do nothing? Sir, I've asked you once. We're gonna need helicopters and more backup. I've asked you once, sir. I'm gonna ask you again. Put your hands behind your back. First of all, hold on. First of all, I is a Moorish citizen of America. First of all, that's number one. First of all, let me get my fez on. Hold on, let me get my fez right. Hold on.
Now, first of all, he's sitting here putting on a fez and trying to clown the Moors, but this is the same Negro that collected $83,000 saying that he was going to build a Moors app. Moors, a Moors app. And he never did it. And now he's talking greasy about Moors. Now, I'm going to need the Nasheedians to make that make sense, because I know they cannot. Okay? Bussy Reek can't even do that himself. Now, let's get into it, because also, this is a receipt from Michi. Now, hold on just a moment while I cue this. Okay, here we go.
Are you fucking serious? This nigga found a way to not even take credit for the hairstyle that he got and blamed it on a non-FBA woman. Really? Then the nigga said whenever non-FBA people do his hair, they mess up his hair. So now this has become another divisive thing between American blacks and immigrant blacks. Are you fucking serious? And y'all really ate that shit up in his comment section. Y'all are slow than a motherfucker. And I am so appalled at the dumb people that I watch follow Tariq. And most of y'all are men. And if you're in my chat, just be honest with everybody tonight and tell them you don't have a dad.
Okay. And I think we can all take a look at this picture of his hair looking exactly like Megan Good's and know exactly what she was talking about. All right. So anyway, now let's get into Dane Calloway. Dane Calloway has numerous of receipts. I'm just going to play one clip. So let's get into it. Let me cue this really quick. Here we go.
So let's make this clear. You're not only admitting that you're copying me in order to stay relevant, but you're also asking me what I'm going to do about it. Then he came back and tried to use my words to twist the narrative as a deflection tactic. So basically, you are admitting that you're going to sit here all day and whine and lie. So that's your way of tapping out and admitting defeat. That was easy because I don't listen to women whine to me, so I damn sure won't listen to a man whine to another man. Immediately, he deflected. He had no choice, and he did not state that he's not copying me. I want you to peep that. So he is letting that fly. So everybody knows now that he's copying. Then I repeated it again. So it won't be no issues when people watch this like, oh, he didn't admit it. Yes, he did. If you consider me calling you out for copying me in order for you to stay relevant, whining, then that's your comedic way of downplaying the truth. Are you sure you want to exit this conversation like that with all of these people watching what we are saying right now? I meant to say exit. I just noticed I put exist. He never responded. So I just tweeted, see how I always get them gatekeepers to tell on themselves? Oh, and American Indian Truth noticed that Polo G. Well, shout out to my bro Polo G. He said, that's why despite the shit you talking, you gonna tune in every time. Shout out my brother. Then I tweeted, when I shared that he's a paid actor, he runs the insults. When I got him to admit that he's copying me in order to stay relevant, he runs the insults. When I said I dare you to prove my evidence wrong about Harriet and Nat, he runs the insults. These gatekeepers are all the same. I believe American Indian Truth probably missed that part because Tariq and I went back and forth on that Harriet and Nat thing. And I got him to shoot himself in the foot again, and he ain't want no smoke. Then I tweeted, even though some of you may feel as though we all need to get along, that's a problem. Because how will you then be able to differentiate your teammates from your enemies when they're all dressed up the same? War can't be avoided when there are people who are pretending. Now, all that went on June 4th, okay? And he didn't respond. That was it, right? Well, at least I thought. Then somebody retweeted what I said about him copying my Bill Cosby stuff. And that person put up, he was literally talking about doing a documentary on Bill Cosby months ago, bruh. And that's, keep in mind, it's on June 7th. This was 3 days later. Now, I responded to that person. I said, after he watched my documentary, bruh, been out since Bill Cosby was getting harassed. Gave him the link. Then all of a sudden, he pops back up in my mentions. See, this is how you know when a person guilty. Does anyone believe I even remotely... Listen to this, y'all. I want you to peep game. Does anyone believe I even remotely listen to material from people who claim Harriet Tubman didn't exist? That's a deflection tactic, because the truth did come out. Watch this. And then I responded, if it doesn't apply, you'll let it fly. But you can't, because you know it's the truth. Then you make sure to add in some deflection statement, hoping to take the heat off of you for being a copycat. You're still running scared from an intellectual debate with me for that reason. He didn't respond to me, but somebody responded to me and said this would be a good debate. Then he responded to that person saying, who debates nobodies? Person responded and said, I'm just saying, I schedule to watch that with the fire emojis. Somebody said he won't debate Dane because Tariq is a Freemason who works with the same so-called white supremacists he speaks about. If he thinks Dane is misleading the black people he cares about, why on earth wouldn't he debunk Dane in order to wake up Dane's followers? Tariq is an agent. That's true. Then somebody chimed in and said, y'all need to chill. Imagine the impact it'll make if y'all work together. Both of y'all are leaders, because both of y'all got a large following. And because y'all are at odds, y'all followers are at odds too. I seen both sides talking shit about each other. We don't got time for this. I agree with this brother to a certain extent. Tariq responded to him with Jordan laughing. And then he responded, I'm just saying, I rock with both of y'all. Y'all both do y'all thing. Y'all both fighting against white supremacy in your own lanes, but fuck it. Oh, okay, so then he eventually responded, still June 7th, you won't stop harassing me. Listen to him. I'm harassing him, but you popped up in my mentions. You won't stop harassing me. I guess he's saying that because I told him you won't debate me. You won't stop harassing me. You are desperate for my attention, like a woman. Obsessed fans such as yourself are scary. I responded to him and said, still running from the truth I called you out on. Playing victim is your cop-out plea. And still scared to debate me, knowing that we both have large platforms. And I'll tell the whole truth about you. If I'm a nobody, why are you still in my mentions days later after I called you out? And then I put up a meme picture that said, don't move. I'm filming a documentary about retards. He never responded to that. He never responded back on Twitter. That was it, right? I left it alone.
So your message.
Okay, so now with that all being said, let me tell y'all something. Anybody who's coming in here talking greasy, trying to discredit Dane Calloway, you're getting blocked. Okay? Christopher Woodard said Dane Calloway said that slavery didn't exist and said that sorry, but you're following with the wrong people. Sit down somewhere, fool. Because if you're following Bussy Reek, you're the one following the wrong people. They never said slavery didn't exist. He just said that they told lies about it, which they did. All right, miss me with it. That's what he did. And he had proof and receipts. And if you don't believe it, then go look for yourself. Why don't you do some research instead of listening to Bussy Reek fools? And then also there was another idiot that I blocked, KJ or whoever he was. He said, didn't Dane ask where were the slave ships? Well, a lot of people asked where were the slave ships. Wake up. Some of the people that they claim came from Africa were already here. So yes, they lied about slavery. In fact, there's proof that they taught slavery backwards. They tried to make it seem as though they were here before black people. They tried to make it seem as though every black person on this in this country came from Africa on slave ships, which is a lie because some of us were already here on what was then known as Turtle Island. And so miss me with it. Now, if you don't like what is being said, then why would you even be on here, fool? Just leave. Because if I see you talking greasy in the comment section, I'm going to block you. That's just what it is. They're just trying to stir up distractions so that people will pay attention to them as opposed to what the receipts are, the receipts that are being dropped. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to show a video from a clip from Taharka. Before I get into that, hold on. Let me pull up something else that Taharka exposed. Now, you all see this woman right here? You all see this woman right here? This is Bussy Reek's ex-girlfriend. She's a porn star. Okay, her name is Candace Nicole. And like Taharka said, if you don't believe it, well, just go and Google her name, porn star Candace Nicole. And then after you're done, Google Candace Nicole, porn star with Tariq Nasheed. And these pictures and others, many others, which are too disgusting to show, will absolutely pop up. Now here you can see her with a bunch of Brad and Chads and all of that right here. Okay, I can't show you what they were doing. That's why I have it covered. But I'm just saying, So at the end of the day, Bussy Rick is so pro-black, but this is the type of woman that he was messing with. He also talked about Brooke Hogan being so fine and that he would love to have you know what with her. Pay attention, okay? And then he also said that he may be pro-black, but he puts up the European flag in the bedroom, meaning that he sleeps with white women. So how is he pro-black? The same man who said that black women that are single moms don't deserve reparations. So at that point, any black woman following him, hoping that he's going to get you reparations, you're an absolute fool. That's what you are. And I don't care who's mad. I said what I said. Miss me with it. All right. The receipts have already been dropped. And that's just what it is. Now, so with that all been said, and without further ado, let me show this footage from Taharka's live just days ago, where he exposed some more details. Now, Taharka's been exposing receipt after receipt after receipt, and there's no way I could possibly show all of them or go through all of them. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. I absolutely do have some footage from where Taharka talked about that museum or museum want to be. That's what I would call it, because it looks like a rib shack with no artifacts to me. But anyway, can't tell the Nasheedians that. So anyway, let me cue this. Okay, here we go. And I'm actually going to show this on live. I don't think Taharka minds. I sent him a text. At the end of the day, I'm showing this because I want you all to see the comparison to what he purchased with all that cash that you all supposedly gave him, those of you who did, as opposed to what already exists, which looks so much better. And it's nothing in comparison to what he's talking about using as a museum. Here we go. Make sure you all can see that. And make sure you follow Taharka Bey at Moorish World TV. He's going live tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he's dropping all the receipts.
The Nasheedians and the FBAs should be thanking me. And the reason why they should be thanking me, that they would have not known that somebody was in the museum if it wasn't for me. Y'all hear what I say? The people that follow Tariq Nasheed would have never known that there was tenants inside of the museum if it wasn't for me. I gave them the ability to even ask the question, why? I am the FBA friends. I'm their friend. Tariq hid it from them. Listen, I'm going to give you some updates today. In this building right here, we're going to get a lesson too. In this building right here, they thought that this building was like that. When Tariq walked up in there playing a role with the European hiding in the background, they thought that they had, you know what I'm saying? They thought that they had acquired and was ready to get busy. You feel what I'm saying? Which that wasn't the case. I told them that it only has 3 to 9 spaces for parking. I told them that there's only 3 to 9 spaces for parking. And so the question would be, I asked this before, the last show. I said, Tariq is having an expo. Why wouldn't he have it at the location? And then we said, it's people inside the location. That's why. Well, family, because of me, FBA should be thanking me. And this is why. Because of me, they have now moved out about 48 hours ago. The people that was in there, they moved out 48 hours ago about that. But guess why? most likely I put the pressure. I put the pressure. You follow me? I put the pressure on that demonstration. So FBA should be thanking me. You know what I mean? FBA should be thanking me. Why don't they thank me? They should be thanking me. They shouldn't be arguing with me. They should be thanking me. Look at this. Our building was sold recently, and sadly, we had to move out. Luckily, we just moved right down the street. Cafe 5 and MR, there it is, at 2025 and 2027 West Jefferson Boulevard have graciously offered to lease part of their space. We're thrilled to stay in this wonderful neighborhood to continue and serve our clients near and far. And we are grateful to continue our partnership and collaborate even more. Please stand by. Please stop by and come and say hi. We'd love to see you. The lease wasn't up until February. So they just got out a little bit faster. Why don't FBA just thank me? Why don't they just be honest and thank me? But now that they out, shouldn't they be having an event? Now that they out, let me do this real quick. Give me 1 second. Now that they out, shouldn't they be having an event there? Huh? Don't you think? Hold up 1 second. A conference center, a research lab. But remember what they said. There's only 3 to 9 spaces for parking. There's only 1,380 square feet. You hear what I say? 1,380 square feet. But hold up, wait a minute. Just a couple blocks up the street is the California African American Museum. You can walk straight up Jefferson. And make a right. And make a left. And you can go to a real museum. It's only 1,300 square feet. They say it's a 10-minute drive to the real museum, California African American Museum, where they cover everything from foundational even prior to here. Yeah, right here. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is grifting. He know good and well that there's no way he will be able to compete with something like this. Just walk down the block. We got, in Baltimore, we would call this 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 blocks. These are, I understand that these are California blocks. But wherever there's a road going through Arlington, then the next road, and then the next road, and then the next road, we call them blocks. So we know that it's a grift because here is the California African American Museum. And in the California African American Museum, let's see what they got here. They say bigger than it looks from outside. Now look how humbly these people put this up on their website. Bigger than it looked from the outside. This handsome museum, conference center, and research library. You hear this? They have a museum, conference center, and research library. This is how you know it's a grift. He's going to have to sell that. There's no way in the world there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world that he will be able to measure up with a research library. Nobody going to do what? What they going to walk through? A conference center, A research lie. But remember what they said. Bigger than it looks from the outside. Hold that piece right there. This is how we know it's a grift. Just because someone spent $1 million, that doesn't mean nothing when they already grift over 7 million. That's nothing. That means nothing. I won't have no delay tomorrow.
Okay, so I think you all get the gist of it. I think you all get the gist of it. So Tahaka showed the receipts. Okay, he's shown plenty of receipts. Like I said, too many to show. But when he showed that there's a museum already in California, African American museum, and as beautiful as it looks with all those nice artifacts and all that room and space, 42,000 square feet. You literally could fit the building that Bussy Reek purchased in there 30 times, according to Tariq. So I find that all very interesting. So I want to see anybody explain that, because I'm sure you cannot. Okay, that's just what you can't do. So with that all being said, I think that we have shown enough receipts to know that anyone who's still foolishly falling for the BS, the con game, the scam, and all of that, you just need to wake up and stop being mad at people who are exposing truth to power. Don't be mad at us. Be mad at your foolish selves, because that's in fact what you did. You brought it on yourselves. And while you're at it, you should be asking Bussy Reek why he hasn't done any of these foolish cartoons on Elvis the alien, the Caucasian man who exposed him a few years ago. Why he hasn't said anything about Turkey Tom, hasn't done anything to clown him, certainly hasn't. And then he said to Dane Calloway, about Dane Calloway, he said, who debates nobody? Well, I find that interesting that he seems to think Dane Calloway is a nobody when Dane Calloway has more followers and subscribers than him. I also find it interesting that when he's saying that Dane Calloway is nobody and he doesn't want to debate him because of that, this is the same man who debated the wanton supremacist Jared Taylor. This is the same man who went on Fox News to speak with Tucker Carlson, who, by the way, made him look like a whole fool. This is the same man who went and sat down with Jesse Lee Peterson. And we already know what kind of raccoon he is. And he even said that he likes Jesse Lee Peterson. Well, he probably likes him because they're both one of the same. You see, they're both raccoons as far as I'm concerned. Okay, but hold on, I'm not done yet. I'm going to show this last couple of receipts. And these are some receipts from Dr. Umar going in on him a while ago. It's a couple of years ago or so. But the receipts still are valid. Okay.
Of juvenile court supervision. 2 out of 4 referred for special education. 1 out of 3 referred for psychiatric medication. 1 out of 4 prematurely exterminated at the hands of another black male, suffering the same debilitating effects of the school to prison pipeline. Yes, brothers and sisters, that bitch Tariq Nasheed. By the way, Flex, I heard you said you pulling up. I want to know when you pulling up. Somebody get Tariq Nasheed on the phone. When you pulling up, bitch? You know my schedule. I'll post it wherever. When you pulling up? I called your ass out for 10 rounds. You didn't respond, brother. Get your fat ass in the ring for 10 rounds since you so gangster, you bitch. Got these white boys making documentaries for black people. 5 documentaries and all the money went to 5 documentaries and all the money went to you flying them around on black people's money. You paying for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner on black people's money. Hell you talking about? Putting them in fancy hotels on black people's money. Rent-a-cars on black people's money. You whining and dining on black people's money. I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking facts. And by the way, Nasheed, I got some more bad news for you, homie. I got some more bad news for you, homie. A couple of the brothers from around the way been texting me for the past 2 weeks. See, I ain't been able to go live until now. I haven't been able to go live until now, and I'm feeling marvelous. I'm feeling marvelous right now. I ain't got a concern in the world. You understand me? The only thing I'm concerned about is whether my 2-megapixel phone to troll people who doing more than you. I said, all you got is a 2-megapixel, sign up and get it for free, Boost Mobile cell phone to troll people who doing more work than you, okay? So you respect me, and I'm going to respect you. But to Big Bird, a.k.a. Millie Vanilli, and the reason I call bitch-ass nigga Tariq Nasheed Millie Vanilli is because everything that comes out of his mouth, he done stole from Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm going to give y'all a homework assignment. I want you to go to his fake-ass Melanoid Nation, his anti-African Melanoid Nation, his light-skinned supremacist Melanoid Nation, and look at the principles of Melanoid Nation, which was only started the past couple of years. And I want you to look at the principles of Team Pan-African, the international movement for the independence and protection of African people, the official unapologetically African movement. I want you to download my principles, and my organization was started on Kwame Nkrumah's Earth Day 2005. My organization was started on Kwame Nkrumah's Earth Day 2005. So we 12 years old. Melanoid Nation might be about 3-4 years old. I want you to look at the principles of Melanoid Nation. In every principle of Melanoid Nation, Tariq bitch-ass Nasheed's so-called organization was copied, plagiarized, and stole from the principles of Team Pan-African. Are you telling me that's a coincidence? Are you telling me that this man thought up a list of principles that just so happened to be identical to the principles of the very same man whose intellectual property he raped, stole, and refuses to release for the general public to review and determine if he is plagiarizing someone else's ideas? All right. Hold on one second. Got one. Hold on. All right. There we go. Have a nice life. So anyway, brothers and sisters, what I was about to say, and I ain't going to spend a lot of time on that bitch. I'm waiting for him to pull up. Tariq Nasheed is a con artist. Living in a white suburb. Talking about white supremacy. Paying white men, paying privileged white males. Okay. There goes somebody else. See you. There we go. All right. Just a second, brothers and sisters. Just a second. If your son is listening, take him off the video. That's how you deal with that. Why is your son watching this if you don't feel it's appropriate? And I don't think it is appropriate for him to be watching this. Take him off. Okay? Take him off. But anyhow, you can't live in a white neighborhood, okay, and pay white people to make black conscious DVDs. Are you aware that your bitch ass extra lip gloss, what black man puts that much shiny shit on their lips? What black man puts that much shiny shit on their lips and then poke them out and smack them with your feminine ass? See, people was telling me for the longest time that they thought that you was on some confusion, some sexual confusion for the longest time. But see, I got receipts on that. Because I done already been told that you like letting dudes play with your Tariq Nasheed like letting dudes play with his I'm just going to keep it a buck. I've been hearing that for years. That's right. You got a history with men. Keep talking. I'm going to go deeper on your bitch ass. When you pulling up? When is Tariq Nasheed pulling up? Talking about you the reason I haven't been on Instagram Live. Come on, player. You got to know me better than that.
I absolutely cannot with Dr. Umar. He went all the way in. And you know what the funny thing is? Bussy Rick didn't take out a restraining order on him. And he blatantly dared Bussy Rick to pull up. That's all I'm saying. He tried to make friends. He tried to play nice with Dr. Umar after that. That's what he did. Scared to death, Negro, if you ask the queen. That's all I'm saying. And he sends his minions, and his minions come voluntarily also to try to defend him. Mostly men. Pay attention. He has a history with men, according to Dr. Umar. Now, I don't know, but I have my suspicions. But I tell you what, those receipts that Dr. Umar is talking about, well, the Mexican community in LA, yeah, they said they have those receipts too. And I do believe that Dane Calloway has those receipts as well. So with that all being said, I think my work here is done for now. Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channels if you haven't done so, or unsubscribe if you mad, honey. And if you mad, then you should be if you a Nasheedian, Nasheedite, or a Bussy Rican. And therefore, I don't need you following me anyway, honey, because I am not going to stop going in on Bussy Rick. That's what I'm not going to do. And now, before I close out and conclude this broadcast, let me share the link to Taharka's live that starts tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of those who want to get the rest of the receipts. There you go. So with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. And when you know someone is grifting, defrauding our community, call them out. Expose them. That's your duty to do so. If you do not, then you're complicit. You are willfully complicit, as are all of these people who are sitting there going along with Bussy Rick and trying to defend his nefariousness, okay? You should be looking at all of them with a whole side eye. You should be looking at all of them with a whole side eye. How are they B1 when they continue to shout this man out? When they continue to go along with his BS? When they sit there and call people agents, but they don't say anything about him doxing black folk? When he gets into confrontations with them, isn't that why Thomas Sotomayor got in all that trouble? For going against his enemies and trying to show their personal information, their home addresses and all that? Didn't Bussy Rick, in fact, show Brandon's address or something, or take pictures of the his home or something like that? Didn't he do some stuff like that? But he wants to say Brandon's the stalker. He wants to say Brandon is the stalker. His minions don't have a problem with anything that he does. But as soon as someone goes in on him, oh, now they're the ones obsessed. I would think that anybody that has time to sit at home and come up with cartoons, come up with puppet skits, put up websites and sell cookies that they try to say looks like somebody that doesn't trust them and thinks that they're a whole grifter. If you have all that time on your hands, to me, that's stalking. That's a whole lot closer to stalking. Right? Than someone just exposing the truth. Isn't that what journalists are supposed to do? Isn't that what content creators are supposed to do? Expose the truth. Rather than get on lives and tell lies about people. I'll guarantee you, Bussy Rick is either not going to start a defamation lawsuit against anyone that has told the truth about him, or if he does, he's going to lose. Okay? That's what he's going to do. He's going to lose. And I also predict that he's going to lose this restraining order that he's trying to get against Brandon. He's just making a fool of himself. And all he's doing is prolonging the inevitable. Because you see, we're all going to keep exposing him for filth. And we're all going to keep coming at him until we wake up more and more and more people. That's just what it is. Nobody's afraid of him. Nobody's hating on him. Nobody cares what he does in his personal life. But when it comes to him trying to call out other people and trying to tell lies on other people, trying to defame other people, and sitting there trying to get money from black folk and lying about what he's going to use it for, making promises that he has not kept. But then he wants to go take out restraining orders and talk trash about other people and imply that they're agents. Well, of course, we're going to look into him for that. And as should all of you be doing the same thing. And anyone who doesn't believe the receipts that are being dropped, just go do your own research. That's all you have to do. Now, if you're too lazy or too foolish to do your own research and you don't believe the stuff that's being shown and you rather listen to lies from someone who clearly has money to gain, because everything's about money with this person. Anybody that sells t-shirts called anti-moist, right? Anyone that sells t-shirts with the slogan cooperate, right? When he was talking about women need to cooperate and all that stuff. This is clearly a grift. It's desperate. And this Black Expo that's coming up in May, that's now having tickets being sold for it, it's nothing but a rebranding, a repackaging of the Foundational Black American Conference that he had in 2020. Pay attention. With that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this lovely evening. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Soul all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got